Alrighty, folks, we are back. It has been a little while, but we are back with some Dark Tide. And so, who are you? What are you? And to celebrate, so a quick look what's actually here. What is that? Fuck it, that'll do. Celebrate I Am Day, which is about positive affirmation and self-care. Oh. And since it's
way to fucking dig the knife in deep.
Okay. Since this is going to be harder to do for ourselves because we were all self-depreciating people, say something nice about the person, the one that way along. So, starting with Mr. Tom, who are you, what are you, and say something nice about Rowan.
Oh, fuck.
Thank God it's someone else I have to say.
Yes, I know.
Jesus
it was going to be faster
I'm so
this
sorry.
way.
You have to scrape the bottom of the barrel with me, mate.
No. That. Right. Who am I? Who am I? Hi, I'm Tom. What am I? I am a. Who am I again?
Anna Schwartz.
Ah, yes.
Grey Warden.
Yes, Grey Warden. Hooray! I've got a crossbow and a no-nonsense attitude, and I fight demons before I will inevitably go insane and die. That's yeah. Sag. Something nice about Rowan. Hi, Rowan. You've been a good friend to me for some number of years. I've lost count exactly how long.
It was my second year, so I was...
How does time work again, guys?
20?
Who really
Maybe.
knows?
I don't know, you didn't give any dates, so...
I don't know either. It's some years.
2017.
And you are a good friend to me.
6.
You remind me to do good things. And sometimes that involves playing games together, although it's been a while.
It has been a while. It really do.
I have the memory of a goldfish, and you helped me with that. So thank you.
I hope you tidy your bags in World of Warcraft.
I have no possible comment on that.
I see. All right. Next we have Rowan. Say something nice about Eden.
Okay, let me just get to an area where there's less hyenas. Hi. Eden, you've got a fucking awesome beard. I am jealous. Also, you're really good at voice acting. Like, have I said that before? You're really good at putting on voices, and I'm jealous.
Oh, thank you very much. I try sometimes.
Okay. So who is your character, Rowan?
Oh, shit, I'm being eaten by a fucking hyena. Fucking blister paw hyenas, man. There you go, pet, you deal with it. I am playing Juniper, who, by all accounts, is probably a hyena in cat's clothing. Junie, what are you doing? Are you people watching? She's a little black cat person thing with lots of knives who likes to murder, and is being haunted by several demons at this point. Most of her own creation. She's doing her best to ignore them.
That's fine. Alright, next we have Mr. Eden, so say something nice about Amy.
Hello, I'm Eden, and Amy's just an all-round lovely person. We've been doing podcast stuff for a few years now, haven't we? And yeah, it's always a pleasure playing with you. Like, your characters are always like a little bit kind of off-kilter in a way where I'm not quite sure exactly what's happening.
I like a bit of chaos.
Yeah. And my character is Wraith, who is a mage, mortician, erstwhile lawyer from time to time, and yeah, freshly appointed Grey Warden, I suppose, at this point, alongside everybody else. So yeah, we'll see where that takes us.
Alright, and finally, Amy, say something nice about Tom, and who's your character?
Hi, I'm Amy. I play Ruth Yusuf, our very grumpy healer, Dalish elf, and Tom. I love all the random knowledge that comes out of your brain. I just love it in its entirety. Like, all the things you know about bees and all your little beekeeping and everything is just the most adorable thing, and I absolutely love that because it's helping the planet and doing all those nice things, and it's...
Bee.
Yes. So yes.
A 2-glass bee is a bumble.
Shall we say something nice about you, Nicola?
Well, no, you say who your character is first.
Yeah, no, but you all have to say something nice about Pupsky.
Yes, we all have to say that.
Who's your character?
I did say my character already. Yes, I said that first.
I didn't even hear that.
Oh, fuck, another hyena. Sorry. I hate Tanaris.
Rowan is playing WoW Classic, if nobody knew.
If nobody knew.
What?
As if we all didn't know.
Yeah, I'm playing Classic WoW at the moment. I'm bumbling
nice
around on a level 44 Night Elf.
Nice things to say about Nikolai. Nikolai is one of my best friends who has been there for me through a lot of things, and I would not be the person I am today without him.
I'm terrified that I've known you for 14
love.
years.
Yeah, 14 years now. Oh,
Terrifying.
You're catching up with Munchkin. Munchkin, Munchkin's got you all beat. So.
Fair.
She's got 3 decades on you, so.
Yeah, well, I've closed it in the second one. It'll be fine. All right.
My turn.
No.
God, I love how English people hate being complimented in any form. It's great. Sincere compliments, anyway.
Hands over my ears so you can't hear me.
Aw, okay. Pup, I like you because you are a really inclusive person. You always make people feel welcome, regardless of whatever. And so you say like, yeah, come on in, join in, have some fun. And that's great. I really like that. And also, you're patient with me when I get annoyed with the oil refineries, and when you tweak them and I get mad, and you say, okay, I won't do that again. And then you don't, because you're a good friend. But seriously, I swear to God, you touch those oil refineries one more time, I will end you. I hate those things. I hate those refineries so much.
Right.
I mean, I've known you a lot less time, but you're just an awesome guy all round. Like, it's a pleasure playing games with you, and like the amount of imagination you've got to like. I always end up pointing towards the stuff that I've done the very little bit, and how stressful that's been, and you do it constantly. And credit to you that like it's always interesting. It's always something that I couldn't have imagined. So yeah.
That's right. Thank you.
You have the chillest vibes of anyone I know, and the only person who can out-trauma dump me. It's impressive. Seriously, though, just... Mate. I want to tore you to pieces.
I've dealt with numerous people that have gone, and there's more trauma, and I was like, oh yeah, there's more. And they just got me look like, oh, fuck. Like
Let me open my box!
I genuinely made my last therapist actually sad. To the point that she just kept staring out the window while listening to me. It was pretty bad.
But that's how you know you've won. That's how you win against the therapist. That's how it works.
Like, legitimately was so tired every time she called me up. Like, I feel...
Yeah, I've got to live with it. How do you think I feel? Jeez.
You know you got a lot of trauma to dump when it's like, oh, hi, yeah, this happened. I'm sorry, I must be one of the more difficult clients. It hasn't been easy.
Jesus.
Oh, I love it. Have you tried doing this? Oh yeah, but that's related to this. They just give you a look like, oh no, this has opened something else. Shit, how do I close it? Anyway.
There's layers to the onion of my trauma.
Oh god. We will get on to the ramble of trauma another time, but for right now we're doing Dark Tide. So, without
Yes,
further
a whole
ado,
different world of trauma.
a different world of trauma. What happened last time?
Can't remember.
We blew something up.
It was Beppis last time, I believe.
We blew
a guy to look after. We didn't do a very good job.
No, we really didn't.
We took our eyes off him for one moment, and yeah, he was torched to a cinder.
There was like a thermal nuclear explosion kind of thing where it was like expanding in slow motion, and then and he was a bit weird. He kept hearing things, and I kind of thought it was either him being because of his calling, maybe, but it could have been like it was the red lyrium as well, kind of linked.
We found a big old chunk of red lyrium, didn't we, in the traveling bags of that knob.
And we tried to blow it up again.
And it did not.
It really blew.
It didn't go well.
No.
And there was also, wasn't there like a regular lyrium infused pillow or something that we gave to someone? Be like, here, look, there's lyrium in here. Or was it tainted?
No, it was the red lyrium was in the pillow.
Yeah, the red lyrium was in the pillow.
Yeah.
There was talk of maybe stuffing Fergus with it, but then that didn't come to pass, obviously.
Yeah.
Because it was mostly blue, but there was like a corner of it that had been tainted with the red or something. Presumably from that big chunk of red lyrium that was in the travelling bags. So we took it to a field. We tried to blow it up. It went bigly boom. Then
we blew it up.
Then we threw
blew up a lot.
We threw a fireball at it, and it just sort of froze when it came into contact with the edge of the cloud of red lyrium that we'd created, and then just. And so we ran away. We hid in a tower.
For podcast viewers, Tom's gesture was like this.
Exactly like that. Yes.
Yes, that was the joke.
And we hid in the tower for several tense minutes, and then when nothing happened, we looked out, and turns out it doesn't actually go boom. It just keeps expanding, slowly roasting everything it comes into contact with the power of a miniature sun. So we ran away and let someone else deal with it. And that someone else who dealt with it, it turns out, was Beppis, who ran out in the middle of the night to presumably the center of the explosion, and then got turned to literal cinders while still being alive. Until the next day when we found him, and he'd sucked up all the energy and then just turned into dust when we touched him. With a long stick for safety.
Yeah, prodded him with a stick.
At which point, our dear friend Yevon said, not a word, as he walked past us, and... he did. He said... Don't touch that, and don't say anything, I think were his words. And then we all went back to camp slightly subdued, and tried to keep our heads down for the next little bit.
Yeah. Yevon's not happy with us. We're not allowed to touch anything.
I don't think he's happy with us, but I don't really see what else we could have done
differently.
Because there wasn't like a vertical mine shaft we could drop it down that would have been deep enough.
Yeah, if we had put it down in mine shaft, it would have been more contained and would have probably not gone like almost supernova on us.
We would have had to dig a mine shaft, 100 meters deep, and then drop it in, and then cover it. Presumably by filling all the dirt in and then detonating it. And how are you going to do that? Because I don't think you're going to be able to do that very easily.
And now here we are. We're still at
AJ in chat is saying tie it to a balloon.
And in 4 or 5 years' time, that place will be really fertile, nicely bowl-shaped area. I would. There's like tiny trace amounts of red lyrium. So technically, we did actually do a good thing. We did actually disperse the red lyrium such that it can't be a problem. Unfortunately, it did cost the life of Beppis, and probably numerous pairs of pants were soiled. But we got rid of the lyrium, so. Success.
Yevon can't be too mad.
You managed to destroy 2 kilos of red lyrium without a handy mine shaft and with only 1 collateral damage.
Casualty.
Oh, and I guess the guard tower as well. Maybe some animals that might have been caught up in the explosion. But mostly not too bad for 2 kilos of red lyrium destroyed.
Yep. All right. Well, continue from there. So you've all returned to camp and had a somewhat easy day off so far. But as it gets into early evening, you look up and see the sort of crescent moon above you is relatively bright tonight, and you hear the sound of most obvious. You're used to the sound of a mob in the distance.
Oh no!
And they're making
What
a
have we
sort
done
of sound. And at this point, you see Yevon come out the tent going, "What's this?" and start making his way towards something. And in the distance, you can see a pile of torches slowly making their way towards a large tree.
Fuck! It wasn't us. We swear.
What do you want to
Promise,
do?
Yevon. This time it wasn't us. We didn't do it.
The urge to sing Beauty and the Beast right now is strong.
I guess we wander over there and have a look from a distance.
Yes, that's Wraith will kind of.
Probably go to the guard tower.
Yeah, so I'll gather
What, the
my
one that was
things.
destroyed?
No, the one that's in camp. That's
Alright,
the
I see.
guard tower. Overlook the whole camp.
So as you get near, come close to this tree, you see a mob has surrounded this tree, and one of them has thrown a rope over a branch, and you see a bunch of what look like, you see the
lynching.
Tevinters from you've seen before standing next to what looks like a bunch of slaves that are furiously trying to set up a noose around this bit of rope, and this very badly bruised and broken individual lying on the floor crying to himself. What do you want to do?
Good old lynching.
Well,
Is it
no,
the
it might be a punishment. We don't know. It could have been criminal. We don't know. Therefore, it could be join the Grey Wardens if he's a criminal.
I'm going to point at the Tevinters and their slaves and just raise an eyebrow.
I have a very bad feeling about this. We did lead those Tevinter off down the garden path, so to speak, and well, here they are again. Maybe they've found something out and they're blaming the slaves. I feel terrible if that's the case.
Yes. We should probably see what all the fuss is about.
Make sure that it's quite obvious that we are the Grey Wardens as we approach.
Well, at this point, you just hear the crowd seem to be chanting "Hang him" in unison, and eventually you hear them all go quiet, and you hear "What are you doing here?"
Yevon,
Let's go back up our boss.
yeah, let's follow him up.
Yeah.
We'll be the muscle. I mean, I say that. None of us are really the muscle, are we?
Oh no.
At times like this, I wish Grom was still around. Grom.
I think it was
Gorm.
Gorm.
Something
Maybe.
like that.
It began with G anyway.
Beginning to
It
pull
began
out
with
all
G,
of the
and
knives.
I don't know that he could actually read or write anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Ruth's gonna step forward to the person that's hurt. Are they an elf? Are they human?
They are human. They are almost anorexically thin, and they look very bruised all over.
All right, everyone, look as impressive as you can. Magic lights. You know, get out your weapons, the whole shebang.
At this
Look
point,
like we're authority.
at this point, you hear, "He is to be hung."
Why? What has he done?
And then the three Tevinter sort of point to one of their slaves who goes, yeah, he's a werewolf, yeah, werewolf.
Don't be ridiculous. That curse was broken ages ago.
But he's a werewolf, aren't you? And he just walks up and the guy goes, aren't you a werewolf? And the crying from the floor, just you're sobbing, followed by a, yes.
Pah.
And you go, and Yevon going, a werewolf. Yeah, werewolf. How do you know that is a werewolf? It turned into one. It turned into one. When? Yesterday. Yevon just looks at the moon, looks back at the man and goes, do you understand what a werewolf is? And this goes, yeah, it's a werewolf, yeah, it's a werewolf. And you
I'm
say
gonna
this,
gesture at the slave and just go.
Ruth's just gonna start patching up this poor person.
Can't lynch a man without giving him his last meal. Looks like he hasn't had anything to eat for ages.
Or any evidence to any crime. He hasn't committed a crime.
Yeah, that too.
The evidence has yet to be submitted to us, but he is definitely werewolf. Look at him.
I'm gonna elbow Wraith. You got any bread on you? I know it's for lawyers, but you know, come on.
I have the bread. I carry the bread.
Ah, Wraith, come on, give the man some bread, eh?
Of course, I'm gonna give him bread.
I like this.
What do you take me for?
I like we're just fussing over this guy on the floor while Yevon's doing the actual talking and stuff. We're just like, give us a break, come on. I'm giving him bread, give me a chance. I'm busy at my work, I've got my hands full.
Just like shoving you now and again. Just like
I was
shoving you
muted. I want to throw the bread to the ducks. Throws that.
Junie, stand guard. Make sure nobody tries to hurt this poor person.
No pickle. Pickle, no pickle.
No pickle for no.
No pickle for pickle.
At this point,
Junie kind of. It's debatable whether or not she's understood a word you said, but she is holding a knife.
Well, that's normal.
That's fine. That's fine. She can look as scary as possible with the knife.
At this point, the slave that was just check out his house. Yeah, it's full of werewolf stuff. Full of it.
What do you mean it's full of... What is wrong with this woman?
Furries.
Ouch. Why'd you attack me like
There
that?
is such a thing as shape-shifting. It is a mage talent. In a school of magic that we are taught, that some are taught.
At this point, you hear someone in the crowd go, "Apostates!"
Yes!
We're Grey Wardens, you knob.
At this point, the crowd start to murmur about, and the word apostate starts rippling through them again.
I'm gonna raise my crossbow and say, no, not. Do I want to raise my crossbow? No, I'm gonna keep it, but I'm not gonna raise it. I'm just gonna be like, Grey Wardens, dumbass.
I think you'll find that those of us with that are blessed with magic are actually aiding you in this. Well, if this person is a mage, we'll find out soon enough, and they will be taught and trained. So you can back off.
Yeah, then I'll probably end up with us poor chuds trying to fight bloody demons all the time.
That's fine. We need them for the Darkspawn. They're not going to kill themselves.
At this point, the Defender goes, "You are not going to take that into the Grey Wardens. The Grey Wardens are weak enough already without that."
Yevon's going to be rather annoyed, I think, at that. I'm going to stand back and let Yevon answer that.
Yeah, I'm
boy.
like part of me like looking at Yevon going,
"Oh, you did just
You
not
just see the dwarf just standing with his hand across his face, just like, for fuck's sake. And he goes, "Right, for the upteenth time. The Grey Wardens are not weak, they're just not willing to spend 5 fucking hours traipsing back to the Ozamar border so you can get your magic. If you want to fund a trip to Ozamar, you can pay your damn self. I'm no doing it. Fuck off." And the Deventor is just looking at him now, just going like, "You will regret this deal. I have many powerful friends, and they are very happy to remove you from power."
If you have those powerful friends, why don't you get them to remove the magic from Orsamar and deliver it to your damn self, eh?
And the death glare just turning to Anna, just like, "What is your name?"
My name is Hugh J. Mungus.
You just see him, and a slave quickly runs out with a piece of paper. "Write down that name." And you just
Hey guys, do you want a Junie murder? Do you want me to nick him with my knife?
Not right now, there's a crowd.
you might want. I'm just gonna look at Yevon.
Yevon, Junie can happily illuminate
Like
them
Junie's
for
sitting
you.
there, like pointing to him, pointing to knife, and going.
Yeah, I'm just like pointing. I'm just like nudging Yevon and pointing to Judy and just being like,
I'm just kind of goes. He kind of nods to two other people behind you who come forward and help this poor creature up and start leading it away, and goes, "If you do that, I haven't been here." And he winks really obviously at you, and he starts walking.
I'm just gonna nudge Junie and just give her a nod of the head, and then turn around. No, I didn't see
He
anything.
looks you dead in the eye, nods once. She understands perfectly.
I'm just gonna turn. Drew's just gonna turn around and be like, "Let's just help this person away." Anna.
Do-do-do.
Is there like a crowd around this guy? Like, is he in a crowd?
Some of the crowd have dissipated, some of the crowd have kind of moved, and you can see in the background someone is taking money as to if a fight was to break out, who would win.
What I'm
sounds
saying
about
is,
right
are
for
there
him.
people around him to give me cover?
Enough.
Okay, right. What's my plan of attack gonna be?
That's the question.
Just before you take action,
Does he have a quarters nearby?
What was that? Adrian?
He had a tent nearby.
I said just before you take action, can Wraith just lean in towards Juniper and say, "Be discreet about this. We don't want to cause a panic now. There's a good girl." And he
Soulblade! Soulblade!
Don't make it look like a werewolf.
So I'm going to sneak into
single
his
stab.
tent,
Through
and
the heart.
is there like a curtain or something I can hide behind? Just
Not even that. Just a little cut.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing.
His tent is back at the sort of main area with everything else. They are currently all just standing around this tree. There's three quite fancy-looking Tevinter standing in quite obvious finery, and then
I'd
the
like
rest are
to,
slaves. So there's about maybe 3 Tevinter and maybe like 8 or 9 slaves, but the slaves are kind of doing their own business and not making eye contact with anyone.
I'd like
What
to.
is near his tent? Is there anything near? Anyone near?
His tent is back at the sort of main thing, so no, it was the one that was off to the side. I think you already ransacked for something, if I remember right.
Because my idea is that I make it look like someone's attacked it, like I shred a bit of fabric or something, and hide like, just inside of it. And so when he goes in to investigate, I just kind of
They'll probably send in a slave to investigate though, because he's a dickhead.
probably.
I'd like to make a show of wandering up to the little. What do they call it at the bottom of a gibbet? Like the stool section.
What, of the noose?
Yeah, the slaves, the slaves are building.
They weren't really building anything. They were just throwing a rope over a branch and just trying to make a noose out of it. But they're not very good at tying knots.
Okay. Well, all right then. In that case, I'm gonna make a show of walking up to it and yanking it down, and just going, and then walking off with the rope.
Okay.
Because you can always deal with more rope.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
who you are, where you are.
At this point, you
Rope is good.
That rope was made with the finest Tevinter weave. Bring it back now.
No. Commandeered.
I'm gonna wipe it on my ass.
delightful.
Just right. See that name? Underline it. We will do more with this person when we find them.
Oh, Ginny, you can
could-
have so much fun.
You can bring it up. You can bring it up with my dad too. He's called Ben Dover.
The Tevinter just narrows his eyes and goes, write that name down too.
What a dickhead.
Looking at these Tevinter guys, are they the ones that we led off before? Or is this a different... They are. Okay.
Well, 2 of them are. One of them looks like he's relatively fresh-faced from what you're used to. There was other Tevinters, but they're not here at the moment. They seem to have all left to go the trail you directed them on.
To their doom.
Well,
They're lucky.
I'm kind of hoping it was their doom.
If they're lucky, they'll get lost. If they're unlucky,
They did.
they did.
Is it a sandy area or a stony area or anything like that?
It's sort of well-trodden grassland, I guess. So, kind of the same kind of thing you'd experience if you'd like, a sort of 3-day festival kind of thing. Of the grass is there, but it's been kind of smushed underfoot to the point of yeah.
Is there like a pebble I can pick up?
Yeah. Sure. I'm sure you can find a pebble.
Cool. I'm gonna pick up a pebble and aim it for his forehead.
Okay.
Do I need to do anything
Yeah,
for throwing a rock?
Just do a roll to see what happens when you do this.
Do I roll anything in particular? I think throwing is a skill.
Add your
throwing a
dex.
skill?
Add your dex.
Let
Let's see
me,
what this
sorry, I'm
goes.
still trying to load everything. Come
Right.
on, Google Docs. Come on. Come on. No, I don't want Frog Boy. I want Juniper DT Docs X. Come on.
Polite encouragement always makes the laptop work faster.
But I believe in you. I believe in this little laptop. Come on, you can load Google Docs alongside World of Warcraft Classic. I believe in you. There we go. Yeah, it'd just be Dex, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Okay, how do I do this again? It's been a while. And I know one of the dice bots hates me.
Slash.
Dot D20.
Yeah, dot D20 is one that works, I
D20
think.
plus 5. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yep.
14?
14. You hurl a stone, it bats off his head, and you hear, "Who threw that? You find out
June's
who
gonna-
threw that."
Me! Me! And he's just gonna take off in the direction of his tent.
Okay. You, catch that one. And the two of the slaves stumble over each other to try and run after Ginny.
Turn into Ruth and just go, "Oh, it's all kicking off now."
I'm going to yell in the direction of the tent. Telling two slaves to chase after Juniper isn't gonna do much. You know. Just
Juniper, write
Yay!
that name down. Write Juniper down. That's another name. We will look into it later.
Oh shit, I should have.
So, as I'm taking off, can I, like, do a quick dart to the side and just duck into cover while they go past?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you are
You don't need to
fairly
even roll for that. It's you're far more nimble than they are.
Yeah. And I'm going to use this opportunity to slowly walk back up behind the guy, nick, and fuck off again.
Okay. You hear, ow! What was that? What was? You just notice him getting paler and paler and paler as the seconds go by. You just see him he starts spinning around, and his hand goes up to his head. He's like, what is going? And he just collapses to the ground and just stops, and he just obviously stops breathing. And the other two go, what happened to him? What sorcery is this? What apostate is this? Bring out all the apostates. We will kill them all now.
I'm gonna say, oh my god, that rock must have been a really hard hit.
Was your friend ill?
He
Concussion!
had
He hit
his
hard!
appetite was a little off, but he should not have died. There must be an apostate here. Round up all the apostates. We will execute them all. You, fetch more rope.
Has he died from a rock to the head? Man, Tevinter mages must be really weak. I'm gonna mouth sorry.
Oh,
for this.
bony!
At this point,
So
one of
bony!
them.
Bony!
At this point, one of them just turns around and looks at you. Goes. You, bring me my gloves. And the slave runs over and goes, right, you, slap him in the face with this glove. So a slave just walks up
Steal
to
the
you.
glove.
Yeah, walks up to you, and as he goes to slap Anna across the face, the glove just goes chip into the distance.
Can I slap the slave across the face? Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna slap the. It's like, no, you take your slap back.
Say again, sorry.
I slap the slave.
At this point, he
be
goes,
nice.
you have
Yikes.
made an enter of the Enter Imperium.
No, we haven't.
I mean, that was a
fetch
long
my
time
axe.
ago.
And one of the slaves nods and runs off to the tent.
Can I throw the glove at the guy's face?
Yep.
Oh no.
Do I need to roll again?
No,
as well.
not for this, because it's not going to.
I thought we were killing them all.
Killed one so far.
Fine.
This is how it happens.
So
We've only killed
you,
one. I thought we were killing them all anyway.
You throw
Yeah.
the glove at the face. It bounces off thing and lands on the floor in front of him. He looks down. You could feel the anger boiling in his eyes.
Are you gonna die too now?
I'm gonna nick him as I run past him.
Okay. Again, you just see this. Actually, yes, you need to roll for that. Let's
What
be
should I
fair and
roll?
do a roll for this. Just do a normal d20 roll. As long as you don't get a crit
Flat
fail, you're pretty
D20.
much gone. So.
Yeah,
You're a very sneaky person.
You are very sneaky.
I am.
Yeah.
15.
Yep, you nick him as you go past. Again, he has the exact same response of just going incredibly pale. His eyes start even to go milky, and then he just falls over and collapses on the floor on top of the other one. The last one is the newer one, and he looks around, kind of like, what is going on? Why is everyone? What is happening?
I'm going to I'm going to walk up to him, not too close, obviously, because ew. But walk closer to him and say, "It seems like maybe you Tevinter Imperium of Mages seem to be quite weak to physical objects around here. Maybe you should go home. Maybe you should return to Tevinter, and explain to them that maybe you shouldn't be sending mages out here without some form of strong metal armor to keep you protected from gloves and pebbles."
He looks around quite panicked. At this point, you hear one of the slaves go, "Wait, am I free now?"
Yes.
Well, it depends.
At this point, the two or
don't know what
three
the rules
that are still, the rest of them all kind of get up and sort of look around, quite kind of like, "Wow." But the two or three that are, shall we say, still under contract because their master is still here, you can tell that there's a certain look in their eye of, if he would just not be here.
I guess
I'm gonna hand one of them one of my knives,
Oh God! Now that is a rare thing indeed.
and she just
Out of interest, Lore Master,
Yes.
what is the rules regarding ownership when Tevinter Mage dies?
So usually it depends how indoctrinated the slave is, because some will be like just completely devoted to that master, so they will probably like look after the body until the estate or the mage's assets and all, like the will and all that's read out, and then they'll just go to whoever
Next of kin,
the
as
next
it
of
were.
kin, or the mages will choose to put them back into the slave trade and sell them off. So it really depends on the slave themselves. An awful lot of them don't want to be slaves, but it's
Funny
not in Tevinter. It's not classed as slavery. It's classed as indentured servitude, because people can willingly opt into it for like a couple of years, because they can have good masters, but you can also get arseholes, and people who just buy slaves to fuel blood magic and like use them as sacrifices and stuff.
You don't really want that, do you?
No, but it's one of the ways that Tevinter retains power, because it's a country ruled by mages, but you have the magisterium, which is like the nobles, kind of like the aristocracy and like the big heavy hitter families. Then you have like the administration kind of class, and then you have like the merchant kind of class, and then you have the slave class, and the magic, it's all through bloodlines, is contained to the first two classes. So unless you're like of either elvish descent or you've heritage from outside of Tevinter, the last three classes will have no magic. They'll just be basically slaves, merchants, or the like really dirt poor. So yeah, it really depends. Some will be brainwashed, some won't. Some will want their freedom.
So the one you handed the knife to holds it up very dramatically and starts running towards his current employer, screaming. He gets 3 steps, then trips, falls over, and breaks his wrist.
I'll fix that later.
He's
Just seeing
currently
the guy
lying on the
running
ground,
over.
screaming in pain, clutching his wrist, and the dagger is lying on the floor.
Anybody
walk
else?
up to him. Gonna walk up to him, make him go, "No, like this," and then just lob it at the guy's head.
Alright, roll.
Dex again.
Do you need discreet?
Look, it's the last one left, and I don't think the slaves are gonna fucking care.
Yeah, and anyway, we can say that it was the slave that murdered their owner anyway, because the intent was there. Judy just helped them
Just
crossover.
yeah.
Crossover.
The equivalent.
22!
22
Nice.
hits him right through the eye, and he doesn't even
Acknowledge
do it. He
that
just
he's
makes a sort
died.
of slight gurgling sound, and then just collapses like a plank straight down.
I'm gonna pick up the knife out of his eye socket, give it a wipey on the floor, and hand it back to the slave and go, okay.
That's
then.
yours.
It's like when you're like teaching someone and you're like, holding their hand while they do it,
Holding their hand while they commit murder.
There we go, like that. See, you got to have a good sharp
Jimmy,
thrust.
do you want to murder? Murder!
Murder.
Oh, you got excited.
I'm gonna help the slave up. Ruth's gonna help them up and heal their wrist.
At this point, there's a sort of grumbling in the crowd, and you notice one person collecting from what looks like he's collecting obviously a sort of spent bet, and he seems to be collecting quite a lot of money, and there's a lot of grumbling in the crowd.
Well, I'm gonna ask the slave, the now free slaved,
what is that about?
And
Wait, which one? The one that's screaming, or just one of the others?
I'm healing his wrist. He's no longer
okay.
screaming.
He just sort of shrugs, and at this point you hear someone in the background, "Bloody Grey Wardens, they cheat in every fight." And another voice goes, "Yeah, they never fight fair. You never..." And then someone else starts giggling, "You never bet against them, though. I'll happily have all your money." And the crowd seem quite unhappy at the moment that are standing around you.
Yeah, I bet they are. Hey, whatever lets us win, eh?
Race is gonna
We don't have
kind of
time to fight fair. We're fighting dogs.
raise a hand,
Yeah.
raise a hand to the crowd and be like, people, there'll be no lynching here today. Go back about your business. Finish whatever business you had with this man later on. Disperse, and kind of waves them off.
Yeah, the people are all grumbling, but start to disperse.
Are we gonna investigate the betting man or just leave him to his devices?
Nah, leave him to his devices. Let the provincials do as they please.
There's always one.
We are still in Orlais, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it would be provincials.
I want to check
Assuming
the
that it's-
pockets of the Tevinter mages that are kind of strewn about the floor right now, and just see if they've got orders, any kind of information on, like, where they've been, how they got back here, anything like that.
I'll help you out. Something like, we look for information and we look for any dangerous magical artifacts.
Yeah,
And the rest, the townsfolk can have. Why not?
You look
Yeah.
through their pockets. There's nothing apart from small vanity items like a couple of mirrors and a couple of very kind of like tobacco and pipes and stuff like that. There's not really much else there. Though the clothes are of exquisite finery, and at this point you hear one of the former slaves going, he won't carry anything. He found it uncomfortable to have anything bigger than a pencil in his pocket."
Fair enough. Did he make you carry it?
"Oh yeah, it's all back at the tent."
Oh, okay then. Fair enough.
Anything magical at the tent? Anything that glowed?
Oh, loads,
gave you-
loads, yeah.
All right. We should
Alright, I
maybe
guess-
go in with some hesitation.
Well, I suspect we should probably tell Yavin what's going on as well.
Yes.
Yeah. A sanitized version of events, perhaps. I'm gonna
They
yell out.
tripped. They tripped, and then there was a mutiny.
Yeah. I guess I could. I'm gonna. Is the crowd still sort of kind of dispersing, or are they
Yeah,
still
it's
there?
dispersing and they're still grumbling as they're
Okay.
all
Well,
walking
I'm
away.
gonna yell out something along the lines of. All right. I'll say to the slaves, you can come with us to the Grey Wardens. Or you can make your own way. In the meantime, I'm going to sort of raise my voice, so that the townsfolk can hear. There's 3 very fine sets of clothes here for anyone who happens to pick them up, I suppose, because it wouldn't be proper for us Grey Wardens to take them. But
You don't need finery when you're killing Darkspawn.
Yeah,
Speak for yourself.
and hopefully, no, shut up, Wraith, shut up.
It's covered in blood, Wraith. Oh, come on.
Oh, fair enough.
Getting it out is ridiculous.
I know well enough.
Hopefully that will ease some of the grumblings from the townsfolk. You know.
All right.
Junie is going to run up to Ruth and do the gimme, gimme, gimme hands because I did the thing you wanted. Yes, give me mine.
Oh, yes. Emmy's gonna fish out and one of. I wonder how many. I need to count how many knives I've got left now.
You've got at least a few, right?
I've got at least 7 left. After
You deployed
this
the Junie. You've got to pay the Junie either in chimneys or knives.
I know. And you're doing very well, Junie, for reminding me. Well done, you. Here you are.
Yep, it's already disappeared into the cloak at this point. There's a lot of clanking whenever she moves, really, a little bit now.
I'm surprised it hasn't been until now. There's been much clinking.
Though I don't know, because if she's throwing them, and some not
I am
always,
losing them.
you are losing some, so you're maybe like an equilibrium of jingle.
Yeah, I
like
like to think that she puts like little slots all around them so they don't touch, but they're all kind of vaguely there in like clusters, shall we say.
At this point, you notice one of the slaves going round through all of the Devinter, taking off all the jewellery and putting it into a large bag.
No. We don't notice that.
Okay.
Very carefully, don't notice that.
They take the bag, they seem to sort of tie the end of it closed and they sort of look around as to where things are and then start walking off the opposite direction from the town.
Is it just one slave or are they all
No, the rest of them don't seem to be that bothered, just one of them that seems to do this.
Hello, Frankie.
Okay.
Cat tax.
I'm a little concerned that one might be going off to tell its masters. Might be loyal still.
Perhaps. What can he say? Suddenly 2 of them took ill from having a rock, a pebble, and a leather glove thrown at their faces, and the other one was caught in a mutiny.
Allergic reaction to the leather.
Is that a thing? I look down.
It can be. I'm a doctor.
Like my leather greaves and stuff, and be like, "Oh no!"
It's very rare. Very, very rare.
All this time I've been fighting people, I could have been giving them allergic reactions before I killed them. How rude.
I'm just a little bit concerned that there could be a Tevinter warband, perhaps encouraged to come our way. The death of any of their leadership is certainly going to draw some kind of ire, whether they explain it or not.
I'm surprised they can't be bothered to go to Orsimar.
You could perhaps send them a letter as like a courtesy call, because you are from Tevinter. You might be able to like pull a string to like help out.
Do you not know anyone in the magisterium that you could like ask?
I certainly don't have that kind of authority, and my connections in Tevinter are few and far between at this point. I certainly didn't leave in good repute, as it were.
I like to think Wraith is like neurodivergent, like canonically, and is, you know, the weird nerd that nobody liked and has about 3 friends and like a family member that lives 1,400 miles away.
He spent a lot of time in the morgue by himself. It's not like a normal walk of life, really. Like, connecting to people after that is, yeah.
Ruth's kind of the same because he spent most of his time as a nomad on his own, and he just reads most of the time. Hi, Frankie.
That's why there's this weird kind of like love-hate thing.
Symbiosis, kind of like they have like a nice like chilled. Like if they were like in the same place, working at the same place, they probably would have been friends. Jesus, cat. Like Sherlock and Watson kind of a vibe, almost.
I like to think there was like a wandering caravan going through the desert where Junie lived at the Sarine, whatever it was called. I can't remember what the place was called. And she just fell asleep on the wagon and ended up someplace new and just went, just fucked off.
As cats do, yeah.
As cats do.
Make the most of it. No,
Yes.
I don't have any
Hello,
connection.
horrible person.
I just feel we should stop this man at the very least and maybe just detain him. and he's going to cast thorn roots off in the direction of the slave that's trying to leave with the jewelry.
All right.
At least we can just
You have
like.
a bonus +3 to your roll from chat.
Ooh. Frankie, why are you so mad?
Is your cat angry at me?
She's so mad.
I've just got.
Oh, yes, you cast.
There's the face.
You cast thorn roots, and the person stops and looks down at their feet. That they're quite confused that they're currently roots, and they go, "Did I stand in something?" It's very confusing. Then can't turn around to look behind them because the roots have kept them in place, but they're just sort of looking around their feet at the moment.
Right, decide where you're going.
Which one of us should carry them back, or should we make it a group effort?
What, the bodies?
Oh, the slave I've just stopped with the roots there. We've got to bring them back to the camp at the very least. We can't have them just wandering off and talking to who knows who.
Well, let's. Why don't we just encourage them to go to the mess in the camp and get themselves some food and a little bit of refreshment? I'm sure they've probably not had a decent meal in days.
Well, a fair idea. Maybe a white lie. Let me try my hand. And Wraith will walk up to the guy and attempt a little bit of bluffing. Say, "Oh, hello there. I think I saw your master back at the camp over there. He was looking for that jewelry you just picked up. He was in the mess hall, enjoying a meal. He wanted you to join him."
He just turns to look at you and goes, My master is dead. His body is there. And he just points this bleeding corpse behind him, and he goes, I owe it to his family to take his jewelry back to him.
Can I step into the space where he's pointing and kind of look over my shoulder and motion to the guys like, pick him up, make him look alive.
We're just gonna like send a little jolt of electricity
Full
through the
weekend of
body.
bunnies. Go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
He's fine.
Like, pretend I'm having a conversation with him.
And I'll step back out of the way to reveal.
And that's what I said to him. And you
Right.
can't do that.
Roll mass deception.
What am I rolling?
Waving his arm from behind his back.
Is bluff a thing in this one? I can't remember.
Yeah, there is.
There is. Yeah, roll bluff.
I don't have that. What skill is that?
Intelligence probably, or awareness.
Well, I'm gonna go with intelligence because that's my higher one. 19.
All right. Yep. You haul him up and you start, trying to talk to him, even though there's blood trickling down his face.
Wait. Oh, we need to take care of that cat on your. Yep. You'll just have to. We gotta fix you up a bit. You had a little nasty tumble.
You hear the slave go, but he was dead. I checked.
I'm an excellent healer.
Yes, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Rest assured, we're going to bring him back. As I say, back to the mess hall, and I'll dispel the thorn roots and kind of put an arm around him and start guiding him back into the camp and kind of motioning in front. Go.
Okay. So who's hauling this dead Tevinter back?
I suppose Ruth is.
Unless... the other arm.
Yeah.
He's a little bit on the. His legs are a bit wobbly.
Oh yes, we'll go on ahead. Don't worry. And
I think it's due to the blood loss and the lightheadedness from the head injury. He'll be fine.
Yes, he'll have a good lie down, and then he'll join you for that meal I was talking about, and keep bringing him forwards, kind of picking up the pace.
I should take him back to the tent then. I should look after him.
No, don't worry. I'll do that. I'm a healer. It's all good. Excellent physician.
You can see that this poor slave looks very
Jimmy, that is my
conflicted.
cheese. No. My cheese. My pickle.
I love that these things sound like the sort of things we'd be telling Junie. You know?
Junie.
Yeah.
Every so often we'd be like, Junie,
Say hi to camera. Yeah.
we need that cheese for later.
Yeah. That's my cheese.
How many cats
you
can we
can't
get in
have
this?
Mine is in my lap. She's currently loving the fact that I have a hot water bottle in my lap, so she's just like, I sit.
Mine smells very strongly of fish because he's went to fill up his belly before he can sleep on me.
Yeah.
Are yours both molting at the same time? Because she is just, ugh, it's everywhere.
No, he doesn't really molt ever. he doesn't really have a thicker fur. According to me, he molts, but it's been quite cold recently, so I don't expect him to have started molting.
Oh no, she's just going nuts right now.
Anyway.
You can have a little bit of cheese. Oh, now you don't want it.
People are watching, Mum.
People are watching me eat the cheese, Mother.
Okay, there you go. A little bit of cheese. Lick, lick, lick.
Some cheese.
Cheese.
Yeah, have some cheese ASMR.
Cat cheese ASMR. All right. Anyway,
Okay, here's the crumb.
so you.
I'm just gonna pop to the toilet. I will be back.
We have a late edition.
Hello, Mr. Hilke.
Hello. Sorry, did I? Sorry, I overslept.
It's all right, man.
Right.
So, what? So you carry this Devinter back to his tent. What are you doing now? You've got him back to tent, and the slave is quite begrudgingly given back up the bag of jewelry.
I guess Wraith, you deal with the slave, and I'll try and stop the dead guy from bleeding all over the cafeteria.
Yes, I'll sit the slave down for a meal and just try and engage him on some basic information of like where his master's been, does he know anything about what their orders were, that kind of stuff.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
So basically, he tells you that his master was from the royal part of the royal part of the capital of Devinter,
Oops.
and he has been in his service all his life.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So
And
he knows that his family would want the jewelry back.
Wraith will just bide for time, then keeping this slave distracted until the rest of the group brings some information on like the next step if you haven't been informed of what's happened to the body or whatever the hell's happening.
So, as an explanation for what's been happening, you're in that cafeteria right now?
Yeah, they've returned to the sort of mess hall area. So I imagine Fergus is there, but this is
Yeah, Fergus
dancing
is
with
just,
his.
is sitting there with his kids, and they're like, he's got like his salads, and he's just like watching like the bleeding guy. He's like, really? Right in front of my children? I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've seen worse.
Smart.
Yeah. I like the idea that, at first we glance over and we see it looks like there's like a sort of a thick shag carpet on the table. You look closer, it's actually thousands of little Ferguses.
Writing.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they're just like he's just there. You haven't seen him all day, and then he just turns up.
Where you been? Oh dear.
Having lunch. I thought we made plans.
It's 4:00 in the afternoon.
That's a long
Yes,
lunch.
it's been a very long lunch.
I can tell.
I don't mind. It's been rather quiet.
Oh,
Ruth. God damn it,
alright.
Ruth.
Ruth is feeling grumpy today.
Ruth's having to hold up a corpse right now.
Hey,
Usually-
half a corpse.
Half a corpse then.
And I've got this side with the bleeding eyeballs. Which I have to dab every so often.
I work with the living, not with the dead. This is Wraith's department.
Then why don't you go over to the living and try and convince him to tell us what he knows?
So, should I get the shovel, or...?
Not just yet. We still need him to look alive.
Yeah.
Although he wouldn't convince many people.
So it's a Tuesday then?
Yeah.
Juniper's starting to look very interested at the smell of meat and is starting to kind of sniff ominously at half the body, you know, like...
God.
Johnny, no.
Johnny, he's only been dead for like 10 minutes. Give him a rest.
The shark
Side-eye. She's like, but
move
I want.
forwards.
Johnny, not now. Later, not now.
Let it go.
Promise.
Let it go.
Promise.
Drop it. Drop it.
No noms.
So are you
Alright.
taking?
shuffles backwards, but is very keenly looking.
Are you
Okay,
taking him to the mess hall, or are you taking the corpse to the tent?
Let's
Let's take the corpse to the tent.
Yeah, as soon as the slave is distracted, let's drag the corpse over to his tent.
Yep, just dump him in the corner.
Dump him in a corner and then do a quick search of the tent, see if we see anything else that looks horrifically magical. This is the same tent we found that 2 kilos of red lyrium in, so probably better
Oh
safe than sorry.
God.
We should have maybe really searched it properly the first time.
We were a bit preoccupied with the 2 kilos of basically plutonium that we found.
Yes, well, if anybody found that, it would rather distract them.
Yes. All right, just chuck him on the bed and we'll have a look around.
Okay. You chuck him down on the bed. You have a sort of look around. You find just a lot of different stuff. It seems that there's a couple of small magical items, but most of the magic itself was basically kept in that chest with the large block of red lyrium.
So just knickknacks and stuff.
Knickknacks and some of those replacement pillows that seem to have had the pieces of red lyrium through it.
What is it with you people and these people? Oh. No wonder half of them are mad.
And this, one of the slaves who seems to have been there to gather his look goes, "Oh, it gives you wonderful dreams."
And it fucking does. Where are you going then?
Slowly Fargus like raises a mace. Go like.
Put it down!
We're not with them. Anna, we're not with them. We're in the tent, they're in the mess.
Oh, right.
We're in 2 different places.
Sorry. Sorry. Alright, is the slave... Is there a slave in the tent?
Yes, he's just it looks like he's gathering his things.
Okay,
we're
I'm gonna ask
going...
him where he's going. What's his next plan is.
Oh, well, you know, new horizons, new dawn, new quests. So I'll probably go to the pub.
Alright, fair enough. Off you go.
The mess is not far if you want some food.
Yeah,
I
don't think they'll give you... It won't be great food, but whatever, it'll do.
Probably more substantial than what they have had.
Yeah, but don't tell him that.
Oh,
Keep his expectations low, and then when he gets it, he'll be real chuffed, won't he?
Have you ever been a slave?
No.
I've been close to it once. It's not an experience I'd like to repeat.
Fair enough.
And trust me,
Well, yeah,
anything.
I guess because half of us were on that slave cart, weren't we?
Yeah, we were all caught. Well, you weren't. You weren't on the cart.
No.
We all have a criminal record of some description that I don't think we've ever really gone into.
Ruth was just picked up because he's an apostate and an elf.
Ruth
just got picked up for no reason.
Ruth is easy to explain. Juniper is easy to explain. Wraith is the interesting one. What did you do?
What
Did he? No, was it not the villagers found didn't like you because you were a Tevinter and you were like, and they turned you in or something?
Probably. That sounds
I can't even
reasonable.
remember if there was an explanation at any
I
point.
think it was blood mage. They thought you were doing blood
Long time
magic and
Yeah, or something
happened
like
to be a
that.
mortician.
Ooh, Tevinter.
Because the South is so suspicious of Tevinter, and they don't really like Tevinter.
I never done no blood magic.
I know.
I mean, it's
I
reasonable.
know.
Let's be honest, because
That is a lie. I didn't do no blood magic.
I didn't do no blood magic.
I didn't do it. I swear. Oh.
Alright.
Okay, so we'll send that slave off to get
Yeah, you can
food,
do
and
whatever.
we'll just continue
You,
ransacking.
you notice a couple of people that you know probably shouldn't be in the Tevinter just wandering in, sort of whistling to themselves, helping themselves to like a shirt or a bed sheet or something, then wandering back out again.
That's fine. That's fine. I don't care about that.
We'll have, as long as we have a quick, we'll give it a quick once over just to make sure it's not, stuffed with red lyrium or something horrible.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make a pile of all the bad stuff on the bed with the corpse.
Yeah.
And just check then that it's not terrible, horrific stuff they're carrying away, but otherwise, just take whatever, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the idea that they're carrying something out, whistling, and I'm just like put a hand on their shoulder. What about this shirt? I think it would look good on you.
Do you want these shoes to match?
We need to get rid of some of this stuff somewhere. Ooh, we need to get rid of some of this stuff somehow.
It fuels the mutiny.
It does. It does. All right.
And also, just ask them a couple quick questions. Ask a quick question. Where are you going? What's your next thing? Just in case some of them are like, well, I must return to my master's kin. In which case, it'll be like, yeah, no, you're not.
Trying to put you in the Grey Wardens, mate.
Some of them might literally have been raised in slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you can't exactly blame them for going the easy way.
No. I said this earlier that the Tevinter, you're not. Depending on it's also in indentured servitude as well, where people choose to and do it as well. So you have like both sides of the coin, where you have people that are forced into it and captured and bought and sold like cattle, and then you have others that sign a contract kind of thing.
Yeah, there's shades. Slavery's still bad, but yeah, there's.
Oh god, yeah, it's horrible,
yeah.
but.
Is this a sex thing?
He.
No, Tom. Funnily enough, no.
I hope if I was in character, Vargas proceeds to smother his children with his big fluffy hands, like.
Ruth's just gonna stare. Ruth's just gonna stare at it and go, yeah, I'm sorry, what?
Forget I asked. It just seems strange that you'd voluntarily want to go into servitude. Unless...
Just to get a standard of living, right?
You could be destitute. You could have, like, no income or anything, or you're...
Will sell myself to slavery in return for bed and food.
Yeah, I'll be this guy's butler for like 2 years, sign a contract, and yeah, literally they could do anything as long.
If you're raised into slavery, it can be seen as an honor.
Yeah, they will have like people that slaves that have been born in it, and then you'll have others that have been like captured, like free people that have been captured on the road and then like funneled into the country.
We've lost Tom.
I don't know what those two are up to, but
Sorry.
I'll play it back later and listen.
Don't kink shame.
Oh, Tom. He had to walk away. Oh god!
You opened that can of worms. And
It was an actually innocent one. Oh, Tom.
innocent, you're talking about slavery. It was
Tom!
well.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
How did you make it talk about slavery?
Oh my god.
Well, on that interesting note to end on, I guess we'll wind the story up there.
Yeah.
Oh, so does anyone have anything they wish to add story-wise before we start winding up?
Um,
Yevon is gonna thank us, but not thank us at the same time. So if next time we might have a punishment that's not really a punishment.
Yeah, I think we need to hand these slaves off to Yevon and just be like,
Some of them.
here we go,
Some-
here's
the
a new
ones that-
problem, enjoy it.
The ones that feel like they're
Got
just
more
gonna...
recruits for you, Evan.
I reckon some of them we just let go free because they'll be like, oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
explore the world or whatever. Then fine,
Yeah.
whatever, go off you go. But the ones that are like, oh, I must return to my master. No, you stay here, mate.
Yeah.
You've got a worse fate in store for you.
I rolled to check. No, my little children did descend on the corpse and pick it apart like a bunch of piranhas.
Oh God, they might.
Yeah,
If they're anything like Junie,
Right.
they're taking lessons from her. Like they just kind of like follow her like a bunch of little ducklings.
what's it called? Is it imprint?
Yeah.
When they ducklings
Yeah.
imprint.
Well, they
Yeah.
imprinted on me more so, but Judy is like a cat, so 2 points. Yeah,
Doesn't
you know
matter.
how
They
to-
They're
can
running
imprint on
after her and
anybody.
pulling the tail.
Oh,
And
that's
she hissing a lot.
Yeah, they can imprint on anything.
Oh, neat.
They can print geese imprinted on people.
Yeah.
There's a story of Canadian geese that imprinted on a woman, and her father flew south to help
I
them
remember
with the
this.
winter migration.
Are you thinking it's the plot Fly
There
Away
is
Home?
a film
Yeah,
about
it's based on a true story. It's based on a true story.
Okay.
How
Love that film as
how
a
do
kid.
they keep up with the plane?
It's one
They're
of those like
geese.
they're geese. Yeah, they fly really fast, geese. But it's one
I
of
don't
those
think
little.
any animal can fly above, Mach 0.8.
No, this is like a
Yeah,
fucking
it's not
biplane.
like a
Tom.
plane.
Plane. It's like
A biplane, yeah, it's not.
it's like a it's like a
Or like a hang glider or
biplane.
something.
yeah, it's kind of like a tricycle with wings and an engine.
And a fan.
Robin
on the back.
Reliant.
Yeah, it's like
Basically, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
know what you mean. Yeah.
And it's
And
painted like
Paragliders?
boots.
Yeah, it's like a I'm not sure what it's
Paraglide?
called.
I think it's a paraglider. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
pretty
But I
much.
think so.
And they
Yeah.
kept landing in like all sorts of weird places. And
Yeah, and one of them
legitimately
actually
taught their geese how to
Yes.
do the migration.
they taught them
Okay.
how to fly to start with, and then do laps because they followed the daughter around.
And there is an animal that does max speed.
But any animal can imprint as if you raise any animal, it'll as a either an egg or an infant, or if they're the first thing they see, they're gonna automatically assume that you're mum.
I just don't know
Depends.
whenever.
Lizards are one of those things that will always need to be tamed, no matter how many times it's been. You know, a baby lizard is always going to snap at you. Same
I've
with
never had
snakes.
reptiles, so I that's one thing I would know. But
And
mammals,
cats, hilariously, young cats don't even see mama cat as really safe. Like they just constantly hiss. A newborn kitten will hiss at you. It's quite funny.
Oh.
They quickly grow out of it by like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've seen cats rear ducklings and stuff. Because
Yeah.
especially barn cats. Barn cats will look after anything because they have that. Once a mother cat has a litter, they have that mothering instinct in them, and it overpowers anything else. So anything like cute and fluffy that comes near them looking for milk, they're gonna go, "Oh, I'll feed that."
Yeah.
And also they're communal. Like they will raise each
Yeah.
other's kittens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
In that case, a good 8th of them is basically just like clinging on to Judy's fur in clothes.
I
Junie
mean,
is hissing.
Don't touch me!
the sheer number of ducks that have been raised as by a chicken at my folks' place. My folks live on a farm. Because they had ducks for a while, they didn't have any proper, broody ducks, but they had a broody hen, and she was like, "Yeah, I'll have them."
Aw.
So she's wandering around with this like
Right
small
here.
group of
This is
ducks
right
with them,
here.
and you're just like, "Oh, okay, sure."
Bless.
Anyway.
Cute.
Let us wind this up. So yes, just do the usual ending stuff. So first of all, the affiliate stuff. If you'd like some more magical math rocks or other such similar things to augment your own TTRPG games, you can find discount code for dndice.co.uk and gemhammer.com. So that's magical, wonderful types of dice, and Gemhammer does things like Decks of Wonder, Decks of many things, all kind of weird stuff to augment your game. So yeah, go check them out. Apart from that, Mr. Eden, are you doing any streams at any point?
Saturday, probably, as usual, doing the clone hero thing. Stepping getting one step closer to the hot pants, or maybe one day. We'll see.
Oh dear.
The horror that will ensue.
All right.
But otherwise, maybe. I've been knackered during the week recently, so we'll see.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, you find more of Eden over at Monkey Magic Eden. As for ourselves, our next streams are tomorrow night. Should be me and Belry playing Neo 2. I haven't heard from him again, but that's nothing abnormal. Tuesday will be myself, Tom, and Zeph playing something. Don't think we've decided what yet. We played Unveiled last week, but that's kind of proven to be less filling than we thought it would be. So, yes, we're playing something. Then after that, I'll be doing some weird and wonderful indie horror, especially because I didn't do any last week because of mental illness. Wednesday will be Rat Run, hopefully, which is myself, Belry, Jeff, and Klepto at the moment. So, yep, that'll be hopefully on Wednesday. We've had a couple of weeks of weird-ass tech gremlins, but hopefully we've got it all fixed. Thursday is more indie horror. Friday will be myself, Tom, and Zeph playing Satisfactory. Where hopefully we'll try and get more stuff done. It seems like we're getting there, Tom. We're getting there.
Eventually.
Yeah. All right. Well, and then Saturday streams at the moment are on break. Hopefully we will know more about that over this coming week when I'm not being useless and actually talk to people. So yes, that is our next week of streams. At the moment, I think we will go over who's on. Darren's on. Yeah, we'll go on Darren. So yes, thank you very much, folks. I wish you all the best of the rest of the weekend. And we will catch you all, hopefully, tomorrow for more anarchy with myself and Belry. So yeah, until next time, folks, you all take care. Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.